Hi, my name is Patrick Shawn Jones. I was born and raised in Lakeland, Florida. One thing about being born and raised in Lakeland, Florida, you take a big pride in your city and in your environment. And myself, I take pride in this city, and I really want this city to shine in these next 4 years. Let me give you a little bit of background. I went to Dixieland Elementary School, then I went to Southwest Junior High, then I went to Kathleen High School. I was trained in a lot of different areas, job-wise and hobby-wise. I'm a volunteer at WMNF Radio 88.5 in Tampa. I've done that for 12 years. And I also work at Lakeland Regional Medical Center as a surgical sterilization technician, saving lives. The thing about when you save lives, it's usually for people that aren't awake, that aren't there to speak up for themselves. And sometimes you need that buddy and you need that friend to be there when you're not there. One thing that we just lost recently was a great mayor, and his name was Buddy Fletcher. Anytime you had troubles, you could always go to Buddy and you could go talk to him and pull his ear, and he would be there to talk to you. The problem nowadays is you really don't have a buddy in City Hall. And the thing is, I think you need a buddy in City Hall. I really haven't made a lot of promises in this campaign, because the thing about it is I put my own money up to run. I'm not like a lot of the candidates that have raised $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to run for this campaign and for this office. Because the thing is, I want to speak for you. I don't want to speak for a special interest group that has their prior opinions of what their idea of what should happen to Lakeland for you. I want to do what you want to do. Lakeland needs a full-time working mayor, not somebody that's part-time in City Hall that if you want to go talk to them, you got to go through red tape, you got to go through their secretary, usually just to find out they're not in the room. Wouldn't it be a beautiful thing if you went down the road and you had a situation that you wanted to talk to your mayor or talk to one of your members of the city commission, and you go up to your garbage crew and ask them, I'd love to talk to the mayor. Then they say, hey, wait a minute, you see that guy over there picking up that garbage can? That's actually the mayor. Why don't you go talk to him? You'll never see that. You haven't seen a working mayor in the city of Lakeland for years. There's a lot of situations that are going on in this city, and there's a lot of things that I think I can be that voice of the people that's missing from the people, because it's you ultimately that hold the sway of what goes on in the city. It's not the special interest groups. It's not the special people that live over off of Cleveland Heights Boulevard. It's you. It's the working people, because the struggle is real. People forget there is a struggle out there. People forget that people fight every day and live check to check to make their ends meet. By the grace of God, I was able to get a job at Lakeland Regional Medical Center doing what I'm doing. I have a herniated disc from when I was working as a nursing assistant. And by those graces, I was able to get a job at Lakeland Regional Medical Center. How many people can say that they have had that same job for the past 12 years, saving lives? And I do save lives every day. And the thing is, I'm asking to be that person to save your life. One thing that I would really like to see in this city change is the way we treat our downtown, the way we treat our handicapped, the way we look at Lakeland Electric. My grandfather, Virgil Deskins, retired as a lineman for the city after 30 years of service. And what I'd like to see is a statue and monument for those linemen that came out every day, especially with this last storm, and put their lives on the line just to make our lives more comfortable. They're the unwritten heroes of this city. And being a person that speaks up for those people that are the unwritten heroes, I like to be that person to speak up for them. There's another group of people that were totally forgotten. Back in the 1940s at Ludwig Field, which is now called Tiger Town, there was a group of ladies that actually taught the pilots how to fly from England to fight fascism. And those women were never heard of again. My grandmother, bless her soul, she was 97 years old this year when she passed away. And one of the last things I told her that made her smile and made her happy was when I told her, Granny, I think I'm going to run for mayor this year. There's some things that I think need to be done, and there's some things that you taught me of simple ways of life that need to be carried on with the people of the city of Lakeland. And one thing I'd like to see is the people like you that went as volunteers during World War II to fight fascism to have your own statues down there around Munn Park or down there at Lovick Field. There's another group that was also honored. That was the Buffalo Soldiers that came through here during the Spanish-American War. They need to be honored. There's a lot of honor, there's a lot of history, and there's a lot of goodness that resides within Lakeland. We have to let this city shine. We're in a real renaissance of this city, and the rest of the city and the rest of the state look towards Lakeland for that guidance. And we have to be nimble enough to see if we're going to be that city of the future. We have to think of our seventh generation when we're thinking of our future. We have to think of 7 generations down the road, because we don't want to hand off the problems that we're facing nowadays to those children, the children that are our future. So we need to give them good electricity, clean electricity, solar electricity. We need to give them an environment of clean water, safe water, water that they can drink, water that they can fish in, water that they can enjoy and canoe in. That's the beauty of the new park that's going to be built down there at Bonnet Springs Park. But one thing about Bonnet Springs Park, we got to make sure it's accessible for everybody. Just recently, I gave a speech to the people of Sunrise Community Center, a group of disabled and handicapped citizens of Lakeland. And one of their biggest concerns was the accessibility of being included and engaged with the other members of the city of Lakeland. One thing when we're developing these certain areas, like Joel Ivy said with Lakeland Electric, if we're going to do something now, we have to do it now because it's going to cost more in the future. Just like Bonnet Springs Park, if we're going to plan pathways for people, we need to go ahead and plan pathways for the disabled and for the handicapped now. They're not even able to make it on First Fridays downtown because there's not even a place for them to park. This is a place for the citizens of Lakeland to unite, to come together, and to be as one. And it's pretty bad that certain people of disabilities aren't included in this activity. This is wrong. This needs to be addressed. And as that person with the testicular fortitude to stand up for those people, such as the officers that weren't given the opportunity to have same-sex benefits when I first talked to City Hall about having benefits for same-sex partners, for the police, for the city workers, for the hard-working citizens of Lakeland. They passed that by, but it didn't stop my conviction. And I will always speak up for those that do not have that opportunity to speak for themselves. The sleeper must awaken. The sleeper must awaken. One more time, the sleeper must awaken. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you are that sleeper. If you want a brighter Lakeland, if you want a Lakeland where you can enjoy and call your own, a generation for the 7th generation with clean energy, clean homes, clean environment, clean lakes, and clean land. As a member of the Creek tribe, I come to you. Please, when you vote November 7th, vote for Patrick Shawn Jones. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.